Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Ausra.
Let's start episode 118 of Ask Vidas and Osha podcast. Today's question was sent by Neil, and he writes that he finds it hard to think of chord progressions and keep on sticking to a few major and minor keys. Basically, Osha, he needs to progress, but he's stuck, right, with harmony.
Yes,
So,
seems like
do you
that.
have students like this in your classes
Yes, of course I have.
who only love a few keys like C major, A minor, G major, E minor, F major, D minor, and that's all?
Yes, that's right. I have such students.
Do you sometimes ask your kids in which key your dictation will be today? Sometimes I do.
Yes, I
And
do
what do
have
they reply?
C
Usually
major.
C major, right? What about E major? Probably never.
Mm, not so much.
Right? So young people love keys with zero or one accidentals.
That's right, but we have to use all keys. Such life.
You have some experience with key characters, right? Now,
Yes, because I'm going to have a recital, actually
announce and to lead, right?
to lead a recital. Yes, which is called ABC. So, and the idea of this recital is that I will have to talk about different keys and their meaning.
So, what the keys will be in the program?
Well, basically, 12 pieces of A minor,
Uh huh.
8 C major, and then I think 2 or 3 A major, 4 C sharp minor, oh, wow,
Uh huh.
3 C minor, and only 1 B minor.
Uh huh.
And no other like B's, no B flats, no minor or
No
major.
major.
Yes, no.
So, why do people? Why there are so many keys, by the way? Why can't a composer create everything in C major or A minor?
Well, because in all times different keys sounded differently, and each had its own character.
That's why they chose different keys, right?
Yes, yes, and only after 1917 all keys started to sound the same. After all instruments were started to be tempered in an equal temperament.
hmm Which is now changing, of course, because of the movement in early style and early
Yes, that's right.
performance practice.
That's right. Plus, we are organists. We have so many historical instruments that are tuned in a different temperament.
hmm So you are going to explain all this a little bit.
Yes, a little bit, because there will be sort of, kids from first grade till the end of high school, so my talk needs to be appropriate to everybody. So
S-
I cannot talk on like very high level, musicological level.
Not like we are talking today.
Oh, yeah, don't make fun out of me.
Excellent. So, um, what are the differences in from some major keys? Let's say, what is the most joyful key? Do you think
C major,
C
probably,
major, right?
yes.
But let's say
But F major is joyful too, and D major.
E flat major might be different character from E major, from C major, although it's a major key
Yes.
too.
But for example, A flat major, you know, is a key of grave.
Grave key, right?
Grave key, yes.
Serious key.
Yes, it's a serious key, although it's a major key.
Strange.
So there are very interesting things, actually.
And with minor too, there are some characteristics of sadness, melancholic keys. But there are sorrowful keys, which is not the same, and also some pathetic keys, like very dramatic, like C
Yes, that's
minor.
right, yes.
There is a reason why composers chose to have a pathetic sonata, right? Sonata
Yes,
pathétique, Beethoven in C minor.
yes. And actually, its middle movement is in A flat major.
Uh-huh.
So that's,
True. And in different historical periods, composers chose different key relationship for middle movements. Remember, we have been playing Franz Zeidelmann's four-hand sonatas, and middle movements are always in the key of subdominant.
That's very often the case with classical sonatas. The same with Mozart.
Mm-hmm.
You very rarely find like keys of dominant in the middle movement.
And even no keys with parallel major or minor.
Yes, yes.
As it was the
Yes.
case with Baroque music.
Yes, but when Romantics did things already differently, for example, like Edvard Grieg, his famous sonata in A minor, middle movement is in C major.
True. So Neil and others could really benefit from looking deeply into the keys and their meaning, right?
Yes.
And discovering, for example, the differences from one piece in one key and another piece in another key of the same composer, let's say, because it will be more easy to to compare.
As Neil, said that he has a hard time understanding chord progressions.
Yeah,
So you don't when actually you need to study chord progressions before actually playing or learning to play that piece, just for better understanding of how music is, written. But when you will actually perform it and learn it, you don't have, always think about each single chord.
there is no time for this.
Yes,
You have to make music.
that's right.
Um, so in order for him to understand chord progressions and get better acquainted with different keys, could he try playing sequences?
That's right. Yes, and YouTube is full of my sequences that I, played as an example for my students.
True. And this helps, right?
Yes, it definitely helps.
Hmm. Because you can take a very simple chord like a dominant six chord and play up and down. So you can play in descending motion or ascending motion, right? Those sequences that would help, right?
Yes, it will help, and it will help you to get familiar with all keys and to feel comfortable while playing any key.
You can stick in one key that is called diatonic
Yes,
sequence,
but you
or you
can,
can change keys
yes, and transpose them to different keys.
while choosing a particular interval like major third or minor third or major or minor second. That helps.
Yes.
Wonderful. Guys, please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. This was Vidas.
And Osha,
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.